Okay, now in this tutorial we are doing an assignment. You're free to pause the video and do this assignment. You can submit it via the comment section, or you can send it via my WhatsApp number. I remember providing it in the previous lectures, but as well I can write it here. It is 256 782 978 If you can submit it via here and you need the explanation as well, I can explain, but mostly you can send it via the comment section. We'll discuss it. So is the question, this the assignment. An employee at Egypt Motel is paid based on the number of hours worked. Is paid 15k for each hour worked, and then a 15% of allowance on his basic pay. So the basic pay is got by multiplying the hours worked by 15. Then he pays an additional 20k for all employees whose basic pay exceeds 500. Okay, that's the first condition. If your amount at the end of the month or working period is greater than this, then we simply add your 20k. Then you, as a consultant, develop a system that will prompt the manager to enter hours worked for and display the allowances and the net pay of the employee. So the system should prompt for hours worked for, then it displays the allowance, it displays the net pay, and actually it should also display the gross amount. So feel free to pause the video, then you answer, submit. I'll be pausing it for 2 seconds, then I also come in, and for 2 minutes I also come in and handle the solution part. Okay, here's the solution. One, since we are using functions, then I'm using functions as well. So the function is called basic pay, and it takes in the number of hours worked and the payment for every hour, or this is the payment per hour. Then our allowance is 15% of the total basic pay. Okay, so we get 15% of this. So if you work for 10 hours, then that is 150, and then the allowance is 15% of the 150. Then we have our gross pay, which is the number of hours worked for times the amount, then plus the allowance. So this is the final amount you get if you worked for 15 hours or you worked for 10 hours. Then it is 150 plus the allowance, 15%. Okay, now remember we had a condition that if your payment exceeds 500, we add the 20k on you. So this is the condition. If your gross pay is greater than 500, then we simply get gross pay plus 20k. Else, if your gross pay is less than 500, we simply return your gross pay. So that's it. The function is done. Then we come into the main function. We want the hours worked and how much they pay per hour. So we prompt the manager to enter the hours worked for and how much he pays per hour. Then this is the simple print or cout statement. We display the hours worked for, we display the gross salary, then lastly we display the net salary. So simply gross pay is the number of hours worked for plus times the hours. Okay, then basic pay is this gross pay plus the allowances plus the 20k if the gross pay is above 500, or just allowances and gross pay if the gross is less than 500. Okay, so that's it. Let me scroll slowly. If we run this, how many hours worked for, 23 hours. What is the pay? 15,000 per hour, and then this is the amount. So you can easily see that here we don't have the 15% increment. Why? Because if I can get a calculator here, okay, if we get 15,000 times 23 hours, right? Someone worked for 23 hours. You see, it is exactly this. So there's no 15% 20k increment because this is less than 500. Okay, so if we run this program again and we enter hours, maybe let's say someone worked for 56 hours and we are working for 15,000. So our gross is 84,840, but then our net pay is 860, meaning here we have added that 20k because the amount is above 500. So that's it, that's the program. Now the manager can go on and enter hours for different people. He gets their gross, he gets the net pay as well. So thanks for trying, and if you have a question or if you see an error, then you're free to raise and we'll go through it. And if you need more explanation, as I say, just inbox on this number or just paste it in the comment section. We'll meet in the next lecture.